Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. Today, I will walk you through my personal and professional growth journey over the past semester, and what I have learned, what have changed, and in me, and where I want to go next. Let's begin with the learning outcomes that shaped this entire process. So, the first one is intercultural sensitivity. Through my experience in Barcelona and the COIL project with international peers last year, I became more aware of how culture shapes communication. Canadians, more official, more patient, Polish ones, more um, extra energetic and maybe not that patient and familiar with the Western way of communicating, I became more aware of that. I understood the values in general, the values of the communication with the Canadians, what you have to speak about when speaking with a certain person with a certain background. And I discovered that adaptable, curious, and I became adaptable and curious at this point, and this really helped me out in communicating. For example, now in Barcelona, um, and this is I consider it one of my key strengths. But I also realized that I need to improve my communication in a more diverse context, beyond the European and the North American cultures. I have to go there probably, and I I'm considering now studying in US later, the masters, but I still don't know. But eventually, I hope I will end up working in the US because at least I want to try working in US. At least this intercultural all learning in here in Artevelde, it opened up new perspectives, but I also made it also made me think more deeply about the kind of impact I want to make, which brings me to the next point, and that's sustainability and internal focus. Right here on top on the right, you can see the seminar that I visited, which presented the investment in real estate through community, which I talked more about in the video about the seminars. But yeah, I attended multiple seminars this year, and it was actually fascinating and really profitable for me, including this one, the real estate investment, sustainable real estate investment. Um, this helped me to understand how deeply businesses decisions can affect the environment, the society. I now see it as my responsibility to keep integrating sustainable thinking into whatever I do professionally. Here on this exact seminar, it was explained how it's more community than a bold strategy and investment into buildings. It comes from people around you. You meet other people who invest there, and then you help each other. You tell what are the good projects to invest. You just exchange experience, maybe materials, like physical materials, and that made it so interesting. And I see that now um, every business actually works like this. It's not more about strategy; it's about people. And yeah, this made me understand it. This was shocking. My next goal is not just to understand the issues, but to act on them through real world projects, probably starting with, as I also mentioned in the video about seminars, I'm really concerned about global warming and that the flowers are currently blooming in Antarctica. This is scary, and I want to change the world. It sounds a bit, it sounds maybe childish, but I really hope we can, as future managers, to do something. And of course, none of this growth would have been possible without people. So let's talk about what I learned from working with others uh, in next learning outcome. So collaboration. Here we came to people. This year I worked with different teams. during the portfolio seminars and international trip, I saw that I can be flexible, reliable, and constructive as a team member. I put my work into our team when we had a trip to Barcelona. There, I met a lot of people. We were at a sustainable meeting there, even twice actually, and it was actually surprising for me how um, good I was with collaboration with foreigners, people I don't actually know anything about their backgrounds, their characters, and it was super easy. It was fun. It was incredibly profitable for me. It Now I have contacts basically from three already parts from the Europe, from one from Ukraine, one from Denmark, and one from Spain, which are actually my not friends, but people I know. It just showed me how good it is to meet someone that can be useful for the future. Because one of them is investing in crypto, one of them is building houses, and these are people actually from different ages, and it was shocking for me how good the collaboration is actually for everyone. But I've also learned that I want to push myself further and lead more, especially when working with diverse personalities. Giving and receiving feedback is a skill, and I'm still developing it. That I mentioned. Yeah, these three outcomes: reflection, not just what I learned, but what I want to keep building as I move forward in my studies and my career. So now let me show you how all of this come together in real and personal progress. Here we come to the progress. These learning outcomes weren't just theoretical. I can track my personal progress through some very real moments, and here's one of these real moments. First, I became more comfortable throughout these 2 years of IBM while speaking with strangers, and in both Spanish actually and English, because I'm learning English now. Spanish as a secondary language, and yeah, although it's I think we have B1 level of language now, but it's enough to start a conversation and speak about basic things, and that's something that used to make me nervous before. But secondly, I learned how to navigate culturally sensitive questions during the interview without offending someone, without sounding awkward. Here you can see on the left, this is actually the a lady which worked in one of the staff members, lady, which worked in the Hilton Hotel in Barcelona near the coastline. We visited the Hilton and asked to take an interview for one of the workers, and it was also a vital experience for me because now I have made the first official interview with a planned time and meeting date and planned questions. It was professional, as professional as possible. And the third, perhaps the most professional one, I took initiative even when I was afraid. Yes, speaking up in front of the group used to paralyze me, but this year I pushed through. That step is small, as it might seem, but for me it was a turning point because here at the right, you can see me at the sitting at the Ugent where everyone was collaborating with each other, and it was during the seminar of digital news. Actually, a very random topic to pick, but after this seminar, I was even before the seminar, I was into the journalism, and I was actually looking at the journalism, but it was difficult to connect it with IBM probably, but at the same time, I found so many relations because it's all built now on the digital environment. All the businesses, most of the businesses now are online, and the digital news and how the news are spread around the people who are controlling them. This was exactly what was explained in the seminar. It was also perfect to understand it and know. And what I took personally from it was that I was able to collaborate with the 12 people that were around there at the seminar, and everyone was open, exchanging the information they knew. And yeah, the talk was live, and it sounds that it's not important, but for me it was a big step. Yes, and that's how I grow. Every time I go out, I see more people on the seminars, and it's just a crucial experience to not just to in theory collaborate, think of how you're going to collaborate there and there professionally, semi-professionally, but actually going to the seminar, speaking there with a professor, with other actually PhD students. It was vital and really useful for me to make a sense of the progress and organize me thinking. I used a model that really helped me, and that's of course the Zimmerman Pro model of self learning. Um, in the forethought phase, I set personal learning goals, and so such learning goals are as improving my confidence in public speaking, conducting interviews and managing my time better, and pushing myself out of my comfort zone in intercultural environments. During the performance phase, I acted on those goals. I attended international seminars. I interviewed students from different backgrounds, and I prepared reflective assignments to in multiple languages, and yeah, in Spanish and English. And I think one of the most important ones is that I actually started to measure my time to something. I started doing something with time management, and I created a digital calendar in Outlook to structure my days, which helped me to stay on top of deadlines and to do everything on time, avoiding this unnecessary stress, which I had a lot since until the 2025, because there I started to follow myself with the Outlook calendar. In the self-reflection phase, I looked at what went well and what did not. I realized that I was still nervous before speaking. I've developed strategies to manage it, and it was still very difficult. And yeah, um, from reflection to action. Um, over this past month, I've developed stronger intellectual, intercultural awareness and communication, especially through the trip to Barcelona and the Qual project, um, and working with the international peers, of course. This helped me to better understand how to adapt and connect across cultures. I've also become more confident in public speaking and the professional interactions, whether it was interviewing, exchange students, or presenting during the seminar. I started facing situations I used to avoid, and that's the biggest growth because I started doing it actually. I came out to the real world. I took initiative to learn about sustainability and ethical businesses during seminars. I improved my collaboration and flexibility and diversity across group projects. I listened more, contributed constantly, and adjusted my style based on the team needs. Basically, this year I'm more alive than I was before. And yeah, I started building time management habits, which was one of the most crucial parts of one of the most vital parts throughout the growth and path forward. Looking ahead, I just want to lead more group work, take part in real world sustainable business projects, and keep refining how I communicate across different cultural contexts. And thank you so much for listening. That was my growth story throughout my ABM. And see you in class. Bye bye, teachers.